Welcome back, everybody. This is Rich Giordano with Third Phase UFO Report. As we roll into the matrix of this reality, tonight I am going to show you a couple of interesting archives from the third phase of Moon YouTube archives. This rendezvous with the International Space Station is something we've got to check out. It's still unexplained. It's huge. And then we are also going to look at something that may have landed in Antarctica. Buckle up, everybody. Here we go with a couple of interesting sightings. Take it away.
Third Phase Moon Blake Cousins, we just received this moments ago from our friend from Scotland, Alex. Spotted something that he can't explain. We're taking a look at it right now. Basically, the Dragon X is on its way to the I.S.S. Captured a few days ago, but what we're about to see could change history. Watch this. Right, they just cut the feed. Moments after that, they switched to a different angle, and now we're watching it again a little closer. Take a look at what's just passed underneath the Dragon X. We're slowing things down, adding a little brightness and contrast. Could this be the infamous TR-3B up in space, visiting up close, getting a look at what's on the cargo, whatever Dragon X is exporting up to the I.S.S. I'm not exactly sure, but this is stunning footage coming in right now. An extreme close-up. Brett, what's your thoughts?
Blake, as soon as I saw this, I thought, could this be a reflection within the I.S.S? But look at that. It goes behind the solar panel. So that basically gives it away that this thing's huge. Look, you can notice the portals underneath. It definitely matches the characteristics of a TR-3B, Blake.
Absolutely, and it's not the first pass that went by the Dragon X. Take a look at this. More footage just moments later. It basically seems like it's doing another rendezvous, a roundabout. Watch this.
It is exactly 1 o'clock a.m. Pacific time on Saturday, December 8th, and you're looking at a live view of the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft coasting through space as it prepares to rendezvous with the International Space Station about 30 minutes from now. My name is Tom Perderio, and I'm a firmware engineer here at SpaceX. Joining me on this early morning is NASA public.
All right, and then they basically cut the feed again to a different angle. We're gonna watch it again. They can't get away from us right here at Third Phase Moon with our eagle-eyed UFO hunters from around the world. It's gonna be hard to suppress this.
All right, let's take a look at this. This is amazing. This actually looks like, and you can see the I.S.S. right there. This craft seems to be rather large. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little worried. Look at the size of this thing. Now, it doesn't go right next to it, but it looks like it lights up, getting some sun reflecting off the I.S.S., hitting it. Watch this. That is, watch. I mean, you can see something, and Blake's gonna make this a little easier to see here. But this looks like another winged type of craft. Like right when it gets next to it. Take a look. Right around there. Right there. Is that another satellite? Is that a satellite? Could that be a satellite passing below it? You know what it reminds me of? Remember when they found those artifacts that look like birds? The gold artifacts? That to me looks like a TR-3B in space. I'm a little concerned. We may have unbelievable evidence here from... I don't understand what that could be. The only thing that can be is another spacecraft, a secret spacecraft, a UFO, or a secret UFO. I really don't know. This is amazing. Watch this. You're going to see it here come into view. You don't see, there's nothing else, mind you. Nothing else is there. So we're going to see this thing come in. It's just amazing. Watch, right there. Is it in front of it? Like, is it closer to what we're looking at? It looks awfully big. It looks much, much bigger than the I.S.S. All right, I'm going to go back to what these guys are saying, so take a listen.
Again, an extreme close-up of the basic TR3B doing another rendezvous, a roundabout. It's not just one sighting. We have 2 sightings within moments. We're going to supply the original link, but right now we're scratching our heads. There's some kind of space force up in the sky right now as we speak, right, Brent?
Yeah, Blake, it's been hot these past couple months. We found that extreme sighting on the moon, that moon base, and now we have this. Is Space Force actually showing itself to the public? It seems that NASA is keeping the cameras open, allowing a glimpse of something extraordinary. When we get a close-up of this, it's really undeniable proof of something's out there. We can't explain this, Blake.
Absolutely, and right now we're going to try and get a comparison of size. How big is this craft? Well, that is the big question. In my opinion, this is some kind of reverse engineered craft. It's probably one of ours, probably military, but it could be extraterrestrials as well. Definitely alien technology behind it. And it's just so funny that SpaceX has managed to capture some of the best footage ever of a secret space program in space happening right now. This was captured September 8th, and we want to thank our friend from Scotland who had the eagle eye, who actually forwarded this link to us right here at Facebook. Again, another close-up. People are actually speculating it almost looks like a Klingon spaceship from Star Trek. I don't know, this isn't science fiction, this is real, but I'd have to agree, it definitely has a triangular shaped formation to it.
It seems like some parts of this craft is actually cloaked in the darkness, and I noticed when it flies by the SpaceX and it's doing its navigational boosters, trying to bring itself closer to the space station, it actually shows a little bit more. It highlights more of the craft. It seems that this thing's actually bigger than it appears.
Yeah, it's actually bigger than the Dragon itself. I would have to say this thing is probably in the range of about maybe 100 yards in length here, a football-sized spacecraft. And again, it travels behind the Dragon itself, so we could get some size and comparison on how big this thing is. And it's absolutely huge, just as many people stated right here at Third Phase Moon, their call-in stories, their video evidence of the infamous TR3B. But I think this is the first time we've actually seen it in outer space, performing some kind of military rendezvous possibly, or something else. It's interesting on how they switch angles to cover up their tracks.
Yeah, look at that. It's very illuminated. It seems like there's lights on it, and it shows its base. It shows its full form. It's amazing stuff.
All right, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I think this is a really old craft, back when they made everything out of gold and stone. Yes, I'm talking a couple of thousand years ago when they made those little gold figurines of birds that, somehow had a rudder on it. I don't know how a bird would have, not a rudder, is that what it is? Well, it had that fin on the back that didn't look right for a bird. You know the one, and it actually flew. They made a real life model of it, and the thing flew. I think that's what this is, and they're just hanging out, watching us. They can do whatever they want. We would never be able to do anything about it. This is by far one of the greatest sightings of something that looks man-made, but maybe isn't. What is it doing out there? Was it supposed to make an appearance? Was it supposed to show itself off? They cut the feed right after it showed up, so they knew that this was something unique. Unnatural, not man-made, an off-world vehicle perhaps. Watch this triangular shape, right around there. Come on, that's a TR-3B. Holy mackerel. Implications are amazing. Great stuff.
All right, now let's go to Mount Sidley. We got more incredible Google imagery coming in from the Antarctic. And what we're about to share with you, I think it's the first time you've seen it, and you've seen it right here at Third Phase of the Moon. Tell your friends, something big's going down next to Mount Sidley. All right, let's get a close-up. Let's zoom it in. There's some kind of anomaly that some people are speculating that this could be more evidence of some kind of base or an alien base on the surface exposed in the Antarctic. If you look closely, there's some kind of dome popping out of a crater, leaving some kind of shadow that extends for quite some distance. What is it? We're not exactly sure. We're kind of speculating here, but right now it does seem unusual in this tower-shaped formation is out of place.
Yeah, notice a elongated shadow. How big is this dome creating this spire of shadow? And notice the colors. You got like a copper tone and even a shine of gold.
It almost seems like there's some kind of bright objects coming off the bottom. Some people are saying it could be a crashed craft on the surface, but again, we don't know exactly. We just know that this is very unusual. We're trying to figure out what it is. Maybe you guys could help. Leave your comments below on what you've just seen, and we want to get your opinions and let the discussion begin.
Oh man, I can't believe this thing. Doesn't it look like what they captured on the moon? And here we are in Antarctica, and we see this, I don't know, copper top looking thing, object. Maybe it's a dome or it's some sort of rock that landed in Antarctica and created this pretty tall shadow of itself. And it looks like the same type of thing we saw sitting in the crater of the moon. The copper top looking, watch this. Here they talk about, look at that. That is like almost like a pyramid shape, like it was put there, or maybe it crashed there and it really is some sort of spacecraft. And maybe it didn't crash. Maybe it landed there and it created this hole and they just took up space in Antarctica. I don't know. But this is awfully wild. Now, if I really want to look at this, I would say that's probably some sort of rock that slammed into Antarctica and just happens to be really tall. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Look at that shadow. That is unbelievable to me. I guess it's not as copper looking as I thought, but it does kind of have a copper-esque looking feel to it. You know what I mean? But dang, man, that is just wild. It does look like an impact site. I tell you, this Google Earth is something. It really is. It's amazing. Well, that's it for tonight. Back in the portal we go, and heading back to home on the road to everywhere. I'm Rich Giordano from GUFON. You can check me out every day except for Sunday live, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, right here on YouTube. And if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. Good night, everybody. This has been a Third Phase UFO Report.